Only one of these is 30 frames per second, but in cutscenes that doesn't matter. Can you tell which one is Stadia, Luna or GeForce Now as we look at Far Cry 6? Starting off our Far Cry 6 comparisons with a 1080p across Google Stadia, Amazon Luna and GeForce Now. We have Luna on the left, Stadia in the middle and GeForce Now on the right. Unfortunately, Stadia is capped at 30 frames per second, but to be fair, all of the cutscenes seem to be capped at 60 frames per second, so it's only really noticeable when you're moving around. However, as we come up onto the roof and we look out over the environment here, we can see that Amazon Luna and Google Stadia are very close on the settings and they are still looking extremely good. GeForce Now is running the ultra settings here, so we do get a bit of extra graphical fidelity here as it is pushing that ultra, and also the quality of the rain there really stands out. GeForce Now is still pushing 60 plus frames per second a lot of the time, although we do see some frame dips down into the 30s and 40s. Amazon Luna full screen here, you will hear Ace a bit in the background as Luna is still not available in the UK. Ace has recorded this footage and forgot to put his voice in a separate channel. But as we look at the Amazon Luna footage here, looking extremely clear and smooth running up there, so easily pushing 60 frames per second. As we see the same on Stadia, no graphical difference really between Google Stadia and Amazon Luna. However, we just see that capped 30 frames per second. But if you're not moving about a lot, then you don't really notice. So once again, we see that smoothness. As we go over to GeForce Now, then we do see that graphics bump. But you don't notice a huge difference in the frames per second, apart from when you're moving around. Now, one thing that does wind me up about a lot of these games, and I'm seeing it more and more, is that intro section seems to have higher graphical settings than the kind of rest of the game. So once we hit the island, we do see a bit of a difference on those graphics, with Stadia and Luna looking a bit more blurry. GeForce Now with those ultra settings still looking extremely clear as we look at the bunker coming up the hill. Especially if you look at the mountain behind, you see quite a difference in the quality moving forwards. So as we come back full screen and show a bit of the action, and a bit of the gunplay as well. Again, Luna looking a little bit blurry in the mid to long distance, but looking extremely smooth with that 60 frames per second moving around. And the foliage up close looking extremely clear. The AI is a little bit questionable in this game as they do seem to run around extremely quickly sometimes, and machete kills don't always get the reach that you expected. So as we move to Stadia, now we do see that 30 frames per second as we're trying to swipe, and as you can see with the AI, it's like moving at super speed and then just runs off like a lunatic. So AI in Far Cry 6 is a little bit questionable. Stadia still looking extremely good here though, with slightly better depth of field I feel than Luna had there. But as we come over to GeForce Now, again that ultra settings, we see that it is dropping down to that 30 a little bit as we take the stab there. But the quality of the mid to long range graphics there is just far superior. Running this on ultra settings, you do get those dips down into the 30s. If you set this to high, it is super stable at 60 plus frames per second, so you'd match the Luna type fluidity, but with the higher graphics setting. As we come up the grappling, we can see again that 30 frames per second on Stadia. But the cutscenes are all 30 frames per second, and look at just how good all three of these look here. So it really will be a case of where is best for you to play. Now Amazon Luna and Google Stadia you can play just for the price of Ubisoft Plus. You can't buy the games on Amazon Luna, but Amazon Luna is still only available in the US. As I said, Stadia you could buy the game or use just Ubi Plus to play for free at 1080 without an issue. GeForce Now you can play for free for 1 hour if you have Ubisoft Plus or whether you own the game on Ubisoft Connect. Let us know in the comments below where you're going to be playing Far Cry 6 and what your experience has been so far if you've already dived in. Thanks for watching, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, stay up to date for all things cloud gaming, 4K Far Cry 6 comparison coming soon, and we will see you next time.